Billy got it bumping.
Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul era, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. 10 DBS, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to another episode of Boot to the Face, powered by FullPressCoverage.com. Go there for all your sporting wants and needs, where I am sure they will talk about how the Indiana Pacers are getting their asses absolutely handed to them, and how the Dallas Mavericks might be the third team in the Metroplex to get to a championship series and or game before the Dallas Cowboys do. EJ, how you doing?
I can't complain. I mean, we're recording on Memorial Day, so I don't know if you say Happy Memorial Day because that's for the fallen soldiers. So I hope everybody's enjoying their Memorial Day. Take the time out to remember the lost ones that served in our military. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Got a lot going on in life, so just trying to make it or fake it till I make it, I guess. But yeah, new podcasting studio. We just had a little hiccup before we started here, where I had to frantically go find a 50 to 100 foot Ethernet cable, but it is what it is. Here we are, ready to record some Boots to the Face, talking all of the fucking wrestling that we had this weekend, and we had a lot of it last night.
Yeah, we did. Before we get to the wrestling, you mentioned the third team that get to the championship in the Metroplex. I know the Rangers just won. Who's the second team?
Did the Dallas Stars not get to the Stanley Cup championship one year since the Cowboys?
They won it in like 99. Well, they won it in 99, so I guess
yeah. And I'm pretty sure they're still alive right now in the conference finals.
Yeah. Well, the Dallas Mavericks did win it before. They won it in 2011 with Dirk. So yeah, there's three teams that have won it since the Cowboys have won it. The Rangers won it in 99. I mean, the Rangers won it last year. The Stars won it in 99, and the Mavericks won it in 2011.
Well, the Mavericks and the Stars right now are in their conference championship series.
Oh,
so
okay.
They've all gotten in the past 3 years to the conference championship. Besides,
okay, I thought you meant win it all, but yeah, I didn't know the Stars were in the conference championship right now.
Yeah, tied 1-1 with Edmonton.
Shows how much I paid attention. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry, shows how much I paid attention to hockey. I didn't even know. Hey, I hope they beat the Edmonton, whatever their name is. We got to keep that streak of Canadian teams not winning the Stanley Cup going on.
America, fuck yeah.
Piss off our Canadian friends like Jay.
Yeah. That's crazy that hockey's it's like a American team not winning basketball. Like, yeah, we didn't invent basketball like a Canadian guy did, but basketball's known through America. So it's like when we showed up at the Olympics and all them other teams beat our ass, we were embarrassed as hell.
Yeah.
But we regrouped. Canada hasn't regrouped in fucking 30 years.
Nope. And I love it. Then I like to hear their counter argument. Well, the team consists of however Canadians, and so who cares? It's still not the country that your team is, and still not winning though. So how about that?
Truth. Did you do anything for Memorial Day weekend? It's a 3-day weekend.
Today, me and the lady went to a wine tasting, so that was fun. But besides that, just been chilling out.
Yeah, I still been trying to get my move taken care of and unpacked and packed and unpacked and putting shit together. I felt like goddamn what's my man's name from Home Improvement?
Tim.
Yeah, I felt like Tim Two Man Taylor all weekend, like drills and sockets and screwdrivers and shit. Like I know my way around the fucking toolbox after this weekend. I am not the most handy motherfucker in the world. Like I don't like doing manual stuff like that, but I've been putting beds together and uh nightstands and grills and more beds, and now I gotta hang a couple TVs. It's just like, god damn, when's it in?
I hear
But
that.
but yeah, we did go to the Renaissance Festival today, so that was a lot of fun.
Well, that's interesting. You went with your daughter or your girl or?
Yeah, both. My son doesn't want to do stuff like that, so
Yeah,
my daughter was down
he's
though.
16. He's trying to look at some titties now.
They were there. They were plentiful. They were there. They were
Uh,
definitely there. Um, I can't figure out why my fucking microphone keeps adjusting the input volume when I'm not telling it to. I wish I knew how to fucking change that. Like I'm watching it, I'll move it all the way over right now, and then it'll just go back down to whatever it wants to. And it's kind of pissing me off, but I'll get that figured out pretty soon. But yeah, the Renaissance Festival was cool, man. A lot of scallywags and wenches out there dressed like, even the people serving the fried Oreos, they had the corsets on and the fucking titties was out. I was like, is this everywhere I look is wasn't some that you'd want to look at though.
well, I'll take your word for it.
But yeah, it was fun. We watched the guy juggle. He juggled 11 things at one time. Like he had 3 things in his mouth. He was
What?
spinning. Yeah, he had like a thing in his mouth that held a ball on it, and he spun the ball. Then he had a kazoo in one side. Then he had something else in the other side. Then he had a hat on that had a ball spinning on it. Then he was spinning a ring to the right and to the left on one hand while he was doing something else with his actual hand. He was balancing on one foot and swinging a fucking ring on it. Like he was crazy. And then he did one where he took a ladder, a regular ladder, right? Like 6 rungs on it. And he was like balancing on it and walking. And he was like, now I'm gonna get on the tightrope. So you would think, all right, you know how a ladder is, right? Like it's got 2 legs and it's got the rungs on it. You would think that he's gonna put the rung on the tightrope. No, he put the 2 legs on the tightrope, balanced it on the tightrope, set the tightrope on fire, set the ladder on fire, and then juggled fucking things on fire on his head, in his mouth, and with his other hand. It was ridiculous to see in person.
That is crazy. When you first talking about him juggling balls and stuff, I'm like, what kind of show you went to? You sure it was a Renaissance fair or was it some type of other show? But that's what's up, man. That sounds pretty
Yeah, it
dope.
was fun. It was a lot of fun. I'm trying to figure out how to fucking. Sorry, I'm trying to edit stuff at the same time while we're doing this because this microphone thing is really pissing me off.
Hey, multitasking. That's what we do on Boot to the Face.
But
But
yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say you go to this Renaissance fair every year, I guess.
I've been twice in the past like 3 or 4 years.
Okay. So it's still kind of novel to you if this is only your second time going.
Yeah, man. It's my favorite thing is the fried turkey leg. Like
Oh, they fry. I don't know if I've had a fried turkey leg.
man,
Oh, yeah, I have, but not like just straight up fried. Like, Thanksgiving we fry the whole turkey, and I usually get a pull of the turkey leg. But just having it just like a standalone fried turkey leg, I don't know if I've encountered that. Usually they have like the smoked turkey legs at like the fair or somewhere. That's what's up. Was it good?
yeah, these are some big ass turkey legs too. These are like what was her name? The video chick back in the day, Melissa
Ford.
These are Melissa Ford turkey legs. These these ain't no Carrie Underwood turkey legs. These are Melissa Ford turkey. These are big ass turkey legs. So yeah, they're good too, man. Good, flavorful, and of course they fry everything because we're in the South. So I had fried Oreos and a fried ice cream sandwich, which was phenomenal. My daughter ended up getting like chocolate covered strawberries and what else did she? Chicken fingers, because kids, and a slushy.
Mhm.
And my girlfriend got some kind of mango strawberry margarita, which tasted like all sugar and tequila.
Mm.
And we watched the magic show. We walked around. My daughter wanted a fucking raccoon tail or whatever the fuck it. No, it wasn't a raccoon. What was it? Maybe it was a raccoon. I can't remember. She wanted a tail. It was $30 fucking, and I was just like, "Where's
Mm.
your money at? Like, you get an allowance. Where's your money at?
Mm.
Yeah, can you buy this for me?" She ran into one of her friends that coincidentally it was the girl whose birthday party she went to for a slumber party a couple weeks ago. They had no idea each other were going to be there, and they ran into each other, so that was fun. And then the whole awkward fucking parents that kind of know each other, and
Yeah, small talk. I hate that.
yeah, it's fucking bad. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at the bullshit, so yeah.
No, you could have brought up what day was this?
This was today.
You could have been like, hey, you catch the King of the Ring, or you catch the
I've
what's not?
I've talked to the dad before. He doesn't seem like somebody that would be into anything that I was into.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he was
Everybody usually into sports though.
hot wife though. Like he's a
Oh yeah.
dork. His wife is hot.
Well, oh, hey, that's what's up.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I'm not good with the. And then anytime I go anywhere with my kids, like I don't drink at all because I'm the one driving. So like
Mhm.
I'm one of those people that's like I might have one beer, but for the most part, like I don't drink at all when I'm with them. So that fucks the buffer up. Like I can schmooze all day if I've had a couple drinks, but when I'm sober, I'm just like, where do I put my hands?
Hey man, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah. So that was my Memorial Day weekend, but I watched a lot of wrestling. I watched King and Queen of the Ring live, and I watched Double or Nothing live last night. All of it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess we could jump into. I guess what are your thoughts overall? The whole weekend, good weekend of wrestling, so weekend of wrestling, bad weekend of wrestling.
Predictable, but good predictable. Like,
Yeah, we keep saying that. Is it good predictable? If it's predictable, I mean, you got to have some twist and turns somewhere.
it made sense. I do like the fact that WWE announced that the King and Queen of the Ring both get shots at the world title at SummerSlam, which then made me think, well, fuck, maybe Gunther's not winning. Maybe Orton's winning, and they're going to do Orton versus Cody at SummerSlam. But Nia winning made sense. Cody winning made sense. Gunther winning made sense.
And I feel like that's been a theme this whole year. We like it makes sense, but we predicted everything that happened on the card. I don't know if that's a good thing necessarily, but it may
Yeah,
be me nitpicking.
but you don't want to have people win just for shock value either. Like, if you got a place you're going with the storyline, who cares if people figure it out? You're still getting there. We're still going to get Gunther in a world title match at SummerSlam.
Okay. Yeah, but okay, so the results could be predictable, having the outcome. But give me a little something like in the match or something in between or something to get me there. So right now they're cruising, but it's just I mean, I guess even though I think only one I didn't pick right was Liv Morgan and Becky, and that was just me being petty. I had a feeling that Liv was probably gonna win it just because
Liv
because
Morgan Revenge Tour.
whatever that means. But
We
it was,
lit. That's what that means.
I enjoyed King of the Ring.
Liv Morgan fans, stand up, baby. We lit. This is our season now.
All of them right now in the basements right now, asking their mom for lasagna.
Liv came out, said she was single last week, and showed up to Saudi Arabia with a choker and a fucking ring on it for you to put the leash in there. I noticed what she's doing. Ain't nobody stupid.
That's gotta be a little awkward though with her and Uncle Howdy backstage. How does
Why?
that work?
Same way it worked with Triple H, China, and Stephanie.
Then you see how that turned out. One's dead.
Same way. Wow. She didn't die because of that, like right away.
Hey,
Jesus
that
Christ.
might have went her in down spiral, but
That was 10, 15 years later.
I'll give you the
She started fucking Triple H's best friend.
Xbox. She did. We saw the tape, but it is like the same thing. Like Ricochet and Casey.
I like how you sped right by it. We saw the tape.
I don't want to harp on that. We all know what happened, but what it was Ricochet and Casey. What's her name?
Catanzaro.
Had a chance. Yeah. I guess it could be amicable.
I mean, I feel like Ricochet though, he goes through them like underwear, you know.
Besides Sam and Casey, who else is he gonna do?
Tessa Blanchard.
Ugh. We shouldn't speak on her.
That was when he had that strong jaw fetish between her and Casey Catanzaro. He was attracted to women that could take a punch.
Casey's hot. Tessa. I guess maybe that's why she thought she could sell the racist stuff because the girl. I date a black person. How could I be racist?
Well, I think Tessa is way hotter than Casey Catanzaro.
I'll agree to disagree. But yeah, shout out to Ricochet. He got a little flavor in his life, and he ain't looked back since.
Hell no, he ain't. Flavoring yams. What were we talking about?
We started off
Street close of the week.
I ain't prepared for any of that stuff this week, but we'll play
We
by
don't have to do power rankings, but street close of the week, I'm just gonna say for both of us, Jasmine Lynx.
Jasmine Lynx.
She attacked Thea Hale after Thea lost to Fallon Henley.
Oh, the girl NXT, the one who was rolling around with girl from Damage Control.
Not Damage Control.
Oh yeah,
Contraction.
Yeah, they all mixed together. But yeah, I can't remember what she had, but
it was a one piece, like gray cotton one piece outfit. How do you pee in something like that?
You got to take the whole outfit off.
Women are like, could you imagine being a woman? Like you want to look good, you want to go out, and you don't think of shit like, how am I gonna go to the bathroom?
Hey,
we ain't got to think about that. Everything we got zippers on it.
True. Hey, it's hard out there being a woman. So shout out to them and shout out to her for the outfit that you said she wore. I watched it, but I can't even remember. So much wrestling on.
I got to figure this volume thing out. It's pissing me. Do you hear a difference in my volume?
Not at all. You sound fine on my end.
I'm looking at the wavelength on Audacity, and it's just like, I think I'll be able to mix it together later. But anyway, so let's get to King and Queen of the Ring, EJ. This was 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I loved it. Not too long of a show. And I mean, we can run through it if we want. There was a pre-show, which I didn't know. Jade and Bianca beat Candice LeRae and Indy. It was of no consequence. Like, we already knew who was going to win. Honestly, I just think Jade and Bianca wanted to show off their outfits.
That's why you think it's a vehicle for them to show off their outfits?
Technically, because these weren't real wrestling outfits, these could have been street clothes of the week.
Man, I watched the pre-show match, but I can't even remember what they're wearing. What did they have on?
They had on like a couple light blue head-to-toe bodysuit things with like silver on them. And Bianca's outfit that she wore against Nia was good too on SmackDown. Like, yeah, they killed it. I think that's all that was. They were like, we ain't coming all the way to Saudi Arabia if we ain't gonna get our shit in. Triple H was like, all right, go out there and beat fucking Candice and Indy. But what were the matches for King of the Ring? You had Nia Jackson, Lyra, which was a really good match. I love the finish of it. How Lyra didn't get killed with Nia falling on her like that, because it looked like Nia just said, fuck trying to be safe. Like, I'm about to kill this bitch.
It was a good match. The winner turned out who I thought it was, Nia. That makes sense. especially what you were saying that you feel like Bailey is a little cold right now. It's a good way to heat her back up. Have her go against the giant that is Nia Jax. So wasn't mad at that winner.
Oh no, she ain't heating back up. Bailey's title run's over.
You think Nia's gonna win at SummerSlam?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's over.
Well, we'll see. We shall
Yeah,
see.
I think put the title on Nia. Nia is killing it right now. She beat Bianca and she beat Becky and she beat Jade technically, all in the same year. Put the fucking belt on her.
Yeah, I mean that division on the SmackDown side, I know they're gonna eventually get the belts off of Jade and Bianca, but I don't know when. But you're gonna need some baby faces to go against Nia, and if Nia does win it against Bailey, then who do you have after her? You eventually have to split up Jade and Bianca. I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts on that is.
Do you have to split them up or can they just take her on as a tag team? Like, you don't have to split up the tag team.
What do you mean take her on as a tag team? What is it? 2-on-1?
No, I mean, one of them wins a match and they go and fight her.
Yeah, but you don't have to break them up right now, I guess. But you're eventually gonna probably want that match at Mania, her and Jade versus Bianca.
I don't think you break them up for a while. I don't think you get Jade and Bianca till 42.
So no, not this year.
Mm-hmm.
Not at Vegas.
No, I think this needs to be a main event. Even if it's not WrestleMania, SummerSlam's gonna be 2 days and fucking 25. Let's do it then.
You definitely got. You have a WrestleMania before that's double SummerSlam. I think you gotta
I
definitely have a
understand,
42.
but there's no rush. Like,
Well,
why break them up early? I don't want it to be predictable. I want it to be like, damn, I wish these motherfuckers would break. Oh shit, she turned on her. Like, I don't want it to be like, all right, well, here it goes, and we see it coming.
I don't think you could kick the can down the road and have them team for a year and a half, almost, I guess, 2 years because they teamed up at this past WrestleMania. I wouldn't mind if you delayed it to 42, but I think you'd have to have one on Raw and SmackDown
Yeah,
next year's
they don't.
draft.
They don't have to necessarily be a team. They could just be cool.
Yeah, that's true. But
I feel like in wrestling we don't have enough like people that are just cool together. Like you have to be in a faction. You know what I mean? Like back in the Nitro days, like Sting was with Hogan and Macho Man, but he was cool with Lex Luger. And Lex Luger was in the Dungeon of Doom, which wanted to kill Hulk Hogan. Right? So it was like this struggle of like, you know, your boy's fucking up Sting. Sting was like, fuck y'all, I've been cool with him since 88. Like, where the fuck was you at? You know, it's like this, you get this storyline that comes out of people just being cool with each other without being technically a team. And then when Sting and Luger fucking around and won the tag team titles, meanwhile Luger's a heel and Sting's a babyface, it opens up all these possibilities for a storyline. Like, we don't have to be a team. We can just be fucking friends.
true. Like, if they were to delay it and not have it for a while for them feuding, I wouldn't be bad at that. But still, Nia wins it at SummerSlam. Who does she have to go against? I guess you just blur the lines, just have her go against heels. Like, I feel like SmackDown side is pretty thin right now. Now that Damage Control went to Raw, as far as like baby faces.
She's got Bailey. Hold on.
Yeah, she just beat Bailey.
I'll tell you right now. Let's go look at the SmackDown roster.
You got Bianca, Jade, Bailey. I can't think of no baby faces you can go against outside of those three.
Let's see. Current superstars. SmackDown. You got B-Fab, you got Bianca, you got Bailey, you got Blair Davenport, Candice LeRae, Chelsea Green. Why is Kathy Kelly on here? Elektra Lopez, Indy Hartwell, Jade Cargill, Kyla Braxton. She ain't fighting her. Michin, Naomi, Piper Nevin, Tegan Knox, Tiffany Stratton. She's got opponents. They are very heel heavy on SmackDown, though.
That's what I said. So you got three. Unless you're gonna keep having her rematch Bailey after the SummerSlam, have a rematch after that,
You got Bailey, Bianca,
and Jade.
and Jade. Chelsea Green could technically be babyface because Piper Niven seems like she's about to turn on her.
You said technically, as we stand today, she's not a baby face.
Right, but I mean, you're talking who she's going to feud with. If SummerSlam's 2 months away.
I don't know. I like Chelsea Green how she is. I think she's money. I like her.
Michin, Naomi.
Michin, get the fuck out of here. Michin.
Tegan Knox.
Tegan, get the fuck out of here, Tegan Knox.
You want the same old, same old?
No, so I don't even know what to say. You got me a loss of words. The people that
you got your AEW shirt on. Clearly, you're just hating on WWE stuff tonight.
That's not true because I enjoyed King of the Ring. I just don't. If you pull the trigger with Nia, I feel like it's more meat on the bone left with Bailey.
I don't think there's any meat on the bone with Bailey. That's why she's had a lackluster title run since WrestleMania. She's, you know where Bailey's cool at? Going to hang out with Sasha when Sasha wins titles in other companies and partying in Vegas.
That's what she was this past weekend?
Yeah, there's all kind of pictures of her at the party with Tony Khan and Swerve and Mercedes and other people.
I ain't mad at it. Hey,
I ain't either. I wish it would have been next week. We'd have pulled up.
Hey, shout out to Bailey, but I don't know. For some reason, even though Damage Control were heels, them moving the Raw, moving 4 girls over there that are, you know, are good wrestlers and could add storylines. I think that was a hit to SmackDown.
Yeah, because you could easily turn EO babyface.
Yeah, EO. You know, who else is in the group? Dakota. You know, you could easily turn either 4 of them back and forth. So here's what it is. They'll figure it out. It's WWE. Like you said, it's 2 months away from now. They'll be able to flush it out a little bit.
I had 2 main takeaways from Nia versus Lyra Valkyria. One, Nia is so good on this return. Like, I know people like to hate on Nia Jax, but we gotta admit, like, right now, she's killing it. And as far as, like, how do you put this? So, like, if I was to say Big Van Vader, I'd say super heavyweight. So what do you say when it's a woman that's a bigger woman?
A powerhouse.
All right. As far as powerhouse women goes, Nia's probably the best they've ever had. She's better than Bull Nakano.
Yeah. I consider China a powerhouse.
She's better than China.
Yeah,
China was more popular. Nia's better than China. And you Nia haters out there, suck my dick. Nia is better than China. Way better.
Like I feel like Beth Phoenix was a powerhouse.
Beth wasn't in Nia's league as far as like size and strength, though. Like Nia would kill Beth Phoenix. Beth was like 5'2" and under powerhouse.
Okay. And Bianca is a somewhat.
I don't look at Bianca as a powerhouse. Like I look at Bianca as a fucking. She's like a Seth Rollins of the women. Like she can do power, she can do high flying, she can do technical. She's like a jack of all trades.
Mm-hmm. And then one that's, I guess, story isn't written yet. Jade is definitely a powerhouse, but you know she's still working her way up.
Nia's dope right now, so that's what I took away. And the other thing was, my girlfriend was watching King of the Ring with me at the beginning, and all she kept saying was, "I don't know who Lyra Valkyria is, but she's got a body." Really? So I was looking, I was like, "Damn, she does got a nice little body." She's put together, Lyra.
Really look at it like that.
Her normal ring gear doesn't show it off, but having to go over there and wear that, like if you go back and look at that match and look at her, like she's muscular as hell.
Man,
I don't mean, and I wasn't being like a pervert, like she's got a body. I meant like she's in really good fucking shape.
Hey, yeah, I never really stared and paid attention to her like that. I mean, she's cool. She's got to get some meat to the bone to her character though. Right now, she's just like a happy to be there. type character. I need to see her flesh it out, either which direction they want her to go. If she's gonna be a baby face, give me a reason to care more than she's just happy to be there. Or if they're gonna turn her heel, make her be a dastardly heel. But it's a good start for her. She's only been on the main roster since WrestleMania, and she made it all the way to the finals. Had a good match with Nia, and like you said, Nia's been killing it right now. And yeah, you're right. You're probably right. As her being the best like powerhouse in the women's division.
We had a triple threat match for the IC Championship. Sami Zayn kept the title. Good match. I didn't care for it because honestly, I don't care for any of these three people. What do you feel about this match? Because I got nothing to say about it either way.
It was good. It did what it needed to do. I mean, I knew Sammy was gonna win the way they ended Raw with Chad Gable beating Sammy on Raw for some reason. And the crowd over there they're really into Sammy. So the crowd likes it, then I guess I like it too.
Isn't Sammy Muslim?
Yeah, that's why they like him over there. The match it was fine. I don't know where they're gonna go with the IC title after this, because I think people want Chad to finally take it. And I guess the only way you could really tell that story was for him to turn heel. But I don't really know like what's gonna happen now with him and the Otis and whatnot. So what's the next pay-per-view? Is it Clash at the Castle?
Yeah.
So maybe Chad finally gets it over there.
Your next match is the King of the Ring final. You had the Ring General Gunther taking on the Legend Killer Randy freaking Orton, and Gunther gets the win. This match was graded an A. What'd you think about the match?
Who graded it an A?
Bleacher Report is what I'm looking at right now.
I enjoyed the match. Hard hitting. When does Randy Orton ever have a bad match? So he's just smooth in the ring, and
it's such a good word for Orton.
Yeah, he's smooth. But I know you saw the thing that happened after the match, and it was like his shoulders weren't clearly pinned. I get it, trying to further the storyline, but if you're trying to establish Gunther as being dominant, why muck up the waters like that and have that at the end?
I don't think that was done on purpose. I think that was something that happened and they had to talk about it. So your boy sent the tweet out to Busted Open, Bully Ray, and Dave LaGreca, and I didn't get an answer for it. Back at WrestleMania 35, when Becky pinned Ronda Rousey, they went out of their way for weeks talking about how Becky wasn't really the champion and she never really pinned Ronda, and trying to throw it in because their team Charlotte, and they always want Charlotte to shine. So I was like, if they don't bitch about this for 2 weeks, I'm calling bullshit. And nobody responded to it. I haven't listened to Busted Open. I don't know if they were live today or not. I'm really interested to hear if they talked about that, because clearly Gunther was supposed to win. And it was just, the crucifix is a hard move with how these people are built now. Like, it's hard to get somebody over on their shoulders, ass over tea kettle like that, without them breaking their neck and their shoulders being down. It just is. So it was a good finish. The referee was out of position, thankfully. Thankfully, he wasn't standing there looking straight at it and still counted. But it is what it is. I don't think there's going to be a storyline out of it. I think Gunther's the king of the ring.
Did you see Triple H talk about it afterwards?
No, I didn't. Did he say something?
Yeah, he was like, he contradicted himself. He was like, there's clearly some controversy in it, but the decision is final. But if Gunther isn't who I know he is, he wants to show that he's clearly the winner and they have to run it back. I'm like, you just contradicted yourself. He said there's not going to be any.
If I'm Gunther, I'm like, man, fuck running it back. I barely won.
Yeah.
Like, give me my damn title shot at SummerSlam. I ain't trying to hear that shit. The decision is final.
Exactly. But I'm with you. Like, they could have just ignored it and not give any light to it. But why did Triple H acknowledge it like that, then
So I don't think Triple H should have said anything, but I don't like Corey Graves said something. I don't think they could have ignored it that way, especially when they watch the replay and it's their brightest day. Like everybody can't act like they're stupid. So I don't have an issue with them talking about it, but Triple H saying something about it, I do think that's weird.
so yeah, like you said, maybe Corey touched on it a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. Like you said, I don't think it should be a storyline. Just keep it pushing and let's make our way forward to SummerSlam. Yeah, Clash of the Castle, Money in the Bank in between, but SummerSlam's the next big show. But yeah, shout out to Randy and Gunther. It was a good match.
The Women's World Championship match opens the show. Becky Lynch defends against Liv Morgan, and that goddamn Dominic Mysterio comes out, tries to help Liv Morgan win or lose, ends up helping Liv Morgan win. Liv Morgan, now your new WWE Women's World Champion, and that's not even the important part of this.
Mhm.
Rumor would have you to believe Becky Lynch's contract is up at the end of this week. She loses the title.
Mhm.
She's going to lose tonight on Monday Night Raw, more than likely.
Mhm.
WWE has gotten rid of the trademark for Big Time Bex. We all know there ain't a chance in hell that Becky Lynch is leaving WWE, but if she did, how cool would that be for Becky to go for like a year and go to like AEW/TNA?
Man, Becky Quinn is all elite, baby.
I wouldn't mind it. I think she needs a change like this.
I posted that in our Discord, but I'm just bullshitting. Ain't no chance in hell she ain't signing back to WWE. Her husband is there.
EJ, you go to AEW, you get a lighter schedule, and you probably get more money when you're Becky Lynch. Why not? You get to wrestle up and coming people. You get to wrestle people from Japan. You get to wrestle your girl Sasha. Why not for a year? Just fucking why not? And then go back to WWE. Just have kind of an agreement with them. Like, hey, I'm gonna take a year. I'm gonna go wrestle elsewhere against people that I can't. Tony Khan's offering me this much money. Like, it ain't about the money. It's more about the schedule. I got a kid now. My husband's hurt. Like, I think a year doing something else would be great. And then I'll come back if y'all will have me.
If they'll have her, like they would reject her if she tried to come back. I get what
You
you're
never
saying.
know.
Yeah, it'd be a fun thing to think about and have, hypotheticals, like you said, live schedule, probably more money or equal money. But that Seth thing is the only thing that I say that it doesn't happen. Like you said, it'll only be a year, and like you said, light schedule, they can still see each other. You got Malachi and Thea, that's her real name. I'm blanking on names now. LWO. Queen Zelina Vega.
Her real name's Thea. You're right.
Yeah, Zelina Vega, and then you also got Buddy and Rhea. So it's possible to work, but I don't know. I just see her as a WWE lifer, but we saw other people that we thought were lifers ended up going on the other side of the road. So who knows? But like you said, it'd be cool to see, but I don't think it happens.
I don't know about you. If I'm with somebody like a significant other, a partner, you love them, right? Like you're with them, everything's great. I don't want to work with them though. Like I go to work and I want that to be like my time. Could you imagine? Like you go to work, you're together. You go to home, you're together. You go on vacation, you're together. Like, goddamn, don't you have somewhere else to be?
I get what you're saying, but it's not like they're in a cubicle right next to each other. It's a different type of work. So even though they work with the same company, I'm sure they're not together all the time backstage.
And on the same show. Like Tiffany Stratton and Gunther's right-hand man.
They're the only couple that's separated right now.
And they'll probably last longer than everybody else.
Maybe. We shall see. But the formula with the WWE is same brand, happy life, even though it doesn't rhyme. But we talk about Ricochet and Samantha and all the other couples that are on the same brand. I get what you're saying. That might freshen up the relationship if they were to be on different companies, but I don't know. I don't see it happening. I may be wrong though. I think it would be cool.
I would fucking love for Mercedes to just like run through people for the next couple months, and then all in fucking Rebecca Quinn comes out to fight her.
Yeah, I would pop for that. But like you said, the only thing is a little bit weird though too. You said they let the trademark expire. That's kind of weird. Big time Bex.
Mm-hmm.
What
I mean,
about
she hasn't been big time Bex in a while, but still,
what about the man? Is that trademark?
I
That's
don't know.
kind of
I don't think
big.
that's not. Yeah, that's not hers anyway. It's Ric Flair's.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I think people, the sleuth, they're probably reading a little bit too much into it. But until she signs the ink on the dotted line, we guess we just have to speculate.
Cody Rhodes versus Jake Paul for the WWE Undisputed Championship, which is weird because he's a
Yeah.
world champion. But why not just keep it as the WWE Universal Champion?
Or just a WWE Championship and just say that you consolidated it with the Universal. Just revert back to this name. But what do I know? Yeah. No, another word. I use the word to describe Randy, but I think the same word could be used to describe Logan. He's smooth in the ring. He took like a fish to water to this wrestling business, and I thought it was a good match.
This dude should not be this good already. Like
You know,
it's almost disrespectful how good he is. You know what I mean? Like motherfuckers work their entire lives to be good at wrestling, and this dude just walks in and's like, oh, by the way, I'm dope.
yeah, he's just a natural athlete. He was an athlete in high school, done some professional boxing matches, and not all the time that translate. You get some people that have tried to cross over from different sports and it's not worked. But hey, man, all you can do is just give praises to this kid. Him and Cody went out there and put on a really, really good match. So I enjoyed it.
Only thing I can say is if Cody's finisher is the crossroads, why does it always take 3 of them to beat people?
I don't know. I mean, why does everybody kick out of Storm Zero? I guess just one of the
Oh
restless
my god,
mysteries.
we can talk about we can bring that up now. This is the most disrespected finisher in the history of wrestling is Tony Storm's finisher. Everybody kicks it. She hit Britt Baker in the head with a fucking bell and then gave her the Storm Zero, and Britt still kicked out of it in a tag team match that Jamie Hayter got hurt in, and Britt beat Tony and I can't remember who her partner was at the same time by herself with nobody else there. Like Tony Storm's what's it called? Storm Zero is so disrespected. Like she had the shit that hit that shit off the top rope just to beat Serena Deeb. And I love Serena Deeb, but she shouldn't be kicking out of Tony Storm's move.
Hey, you said it, man. But yeah, I feel like Storm Zero and Crossroads in that same boat. Did he hit more than one on Logan, didn't he?
He hit 3 of them in a row to beat him.
Okay, how come he had to do that? Of course, he had to do that to Roman. Roman is like the hard boss, but he didn't have to do that to AJ. Why do you have to do that to Logan?
He does that a lot. Like I think he did it to Anthony Ogogo, like at Jacksonville, so. Right? Like he just does it to do it. Like it's 2 moves that I think Cody needs to get rid of: the Crossroads and the Cody Cutter.
I like the Cody Cutter.
I don't think it's something that he should do every match. I think it's the way they did it off the table for King of the Ring was cool. I think it's something he should break out every now and then. But having to put it in every match, I'm not feeling it. I'm not about to watch you in slow motion jump your uncoordinated ass up on the middle rope and then jump backwards and me walk into the Cody Cutter.
Yeah. I wouldn't be opposed to it being put in for break in case of emergency, but as far as the crossroads go, like what's wrong with that? What would you replace that with?
Anything. I don't like it.
I just don't like you said, that he has to do it 3 times so often.
Mm-hmm.
But the seal's been broken, so I don't know how you can move forward now that you made that a trend.
My boy Roman at WrestleMania told us everything we need to know about the Crossroads. He hit it on Cody. Cody kicked out, and Roman looked over at Paul Heyman and said, That move sucks.
I was in attendance, so I didn't even get to hear that.
Yeah, you gotta go back and watch it. Roman hit the crossroads, and when Cody kicked out, he goes, "How does he beat anybody with that? That move sucks."
Man,
And it sucked that Roman lost to it, but whatever. Good shit.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's one thing I miss about the tribal chief, man. All the shit talking he do in the middle of the match, especially during the pandemic era. Like that was top notch shit right there. We'll never get a shit talker like that again in wrestling.
You never know. It only takes one to keep the trend going. But yeah, the void of Roman not being there, we're missing him right now. But once he comes back, he's gonna get a huge pop. So I'm sure probably around Summer Slam season, we'll get the tribal chief back.
AEW Double or Nothing, this fucking marathon. In the pre-show, Deonna Purrazzo defeated Thunder Rosa via pinfall, and the Acclaim defeated the Cage of Agony via pinfall. I don't like either one of those results, honestly.
I didn't get to watch the pre-show.
I didn't either, but reading it right now, I don't like that Thunder Rosa lost to Deonna, and I don't like that the Acclaim beat the Cages of Agony, because what's the point of you turning on Swerve if you're going to turn around and lose to the Acclaim?
Yeah, that one, I don't know, but I'm not mad at Deonna beating Thunder. She needs that right now. Thunder is pretty much solidified. She's a former champion. I feel like Deonna's still trying to find her footing, and I like it. We always talk about the women's division needing more than one storyline. So I don't mind that keep that one going a little bit longer.
Can I just say this? I don't want to lose this thought while we're getting into it. I'm always a storyline guy, and I'm always saying AEW needs more storylines. I have to give AEW their credit, man. They've got a lot of storylines going on right now.
Yeah, and it's all about keeping it going, and don't get sidetracked. Tony is almost like has the mind of a hamster. Sometimes he gets distracted by shiny new toys, but just keep the course, keep the storylines going, and make stuff make sense.
And it's kind of a backhanded compliment, because with me saying they have a lot of storylines, I also say this: these pay-per-views, somebody's got to wrangle this shit in, because they don't have enough time to let things breathe. We'll talk about it later with one major storyline that I had a problem with that happened last night. We'll talk about it when it happens, but I felt like it was rushed and it pissed me off.
I might be off, but is it something with a returning superstar?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll get into it once we bump into it.
Will Ospreay defeats Roderick Strong in the opening match for the AEW International Championship. Will Ospreay don't miss.
Yeah, I knew this match was going to slap. It's because it was Will Ospreay, and you got a lot of people before the match. I don't know people's thoughts on it now, but before the match, they're like, "Well, Ospreay shouldn't be around this title and should be to the World Championship." But then, I feel like a lot of people are contradicting themselves, because they're like, "We don't want Swerve to be a transitional champion, so why not have Will Ospreay win this belt? Build it back up." Because Orange Cassidy made it into a belt that had some purpose to it when he was defending it. So why not let Will Ospreay defend it and make it mean something? So I'm not mad at the result.
I watched the media scrum today, this morning, and Ospreay was out there, and it was announced by Tony Khan that the winners of the Owen Hart Classic, much like the King of the Ring, will get world title shots at All In. So Will Ospreay said he wants to put his name into the hat, so he could literally be international champion and still get a world title shot at All In.
How do you feel about them upping the stakes with this Owen Hart tournament?
I like it the same way I like the King of the Ring thing. My question is, who do you think did it first and the other one found out? Because it's awful coincidental that the King of the Ring all of a sudden gets a title shot at SummerSlam, and then all of a sudden the winner of the Owen Hart tournament gets a title shot at All In.
Well, I'm gonna go with whoever announced it first. I feel like WWE announced it first, so that means AEW probably copied them.
I don't know. I think AEW had it done, and Triple H got wind of it.
Well, I
He's
guess
petty like that. Triple H is a cocksucker, this guy, by the way.
why?
He just is. He's always been a cocksucker. Him, Shawn Michaels, both of them can go fuck themselves. I don't like them.
Those are my guys.
Team Bret Hart.
Hey, we saw who won at Life out of those three.
Yeah, The Rock. They tried to bully The Rock way back then. Now look.
Hey, he's technically their boss. I was
Yeah.
talking about Bret Hart. Bill Goldberg said
That doesn't count. That's fucked up, EJ.
Hey,
Also,
man.
you can't use Goldberg as the fucking barometer of winning at life because he can't work safe. This fucking guy. Bret Hart's the best. I was think about how great of a tagline that is. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. There ain't a nigga better than me from back then, right now, or any nigga that comes after me. Ain't nobody better than me. That's some gangster shit to say.
Bret Hart promo in '95 was like watching paint dry on the wall.
How dare you? My dude came out there in pink and was tough. Bret Hart, the best elbow drop. He had the best fucking, you throw him into the turnbuckle, he sold the shit out of it. Bret Hart was that guy. I'm sorry. If it wasn't for Sting, Bret Hart would have been my favorite wrestler back then.
Hey, Shawn Michaels the GOAT. He said,
Man, fuck Shawn Michaels.
He said, I don't want no heat on me. This guy saw Sunny Days. I'm trying to turn you on a different direction. I don't want nobody to know where I'm.
Shawn Michaels was such a piece of shit. And he married my favorite Nitro girl.
Oh, really? You were a fan of
Whisper.
her?
Yeah, I loved Whisper back in the day. I was like, oh, it was Che first, the Asian one, and then Whisper came along, and I was like, who is this big, tall motherfucker? Next thing you know, she's married to Shawn Michaels. I'm like, I fucking knew I hated this guy.
I was more of a Charmel type of guy.
Tigress was my girl too.
No love for Kimberly, huh?
Fire. Kimberly was too obvious. Like you had to look, you know. I'm not a guy that likes the obvious. Like, give me the friend, you know. Fire, Che, Tigress, Whisper. Fuck Kimberly. Not in a rude way. I'm just saying. Like,
that was pretty rude, man. I don't know if you could go.
That's why I said that. That's why I said not in a rude way.
I don't know any way you could twist that. That's just a rude.
Moving right along. All right. We had the Bang Bang Gang defeat Death Triangle to retain the Trios Championships. Loved it. My boy Juice is back.
The Juice is loose. Loved it. Hey, he's the whipped cream on top of the sundae that the Bang Bang Gang needed. It was fine. It wasn't bad what they were doing, but you need that Juice, the unhinged, crazy motherfucker in the group.
He was so funny when they won and he was trying to hold Jay White up and he's like making Jay White dance with him to celebrate. But Jay had gotten his ass whooped, so he couldn't do it. Juice's weekend at Bernie's that motherfucker.
Yeah. So yeah, I like it. You know, let them go a little bit now. I feel like they should Freebird rule it. Let Juice run with the belt and let.
That's why I got my Bullet Club Gold shirt on.
I was thinking about wearing it. I'm glad I didn't. I think we did that one show already. We had the matching Bullet Club Gold shirt, but
I might wear this shit to Vegas.
Hey, I wouldn't be mad at that. We got Vegas coming up this weekend.
Can't we wearing black, bro? It's gonna be 101 degrees in Vegas this weekend.
That Vegas heat, man, ain't no joke.
Actually, you know what? Vegas 101 and Georgia 101 are two different things.
Oh, you crazy, man. I'll take the humidity. I'll take the humidity any day.
You're tripping. Vegas 101 is nothing compared to Georgia 101. I'll go walk around in Vegas at 101. I'm not leaving if it's 101 in Georgia. I'm calling that a work.
Maybe I'm jaded because living like close to the coast, but it's humid down there. It's a swamp in South Carolina, but we're close to the beach. So even though it's hot as fuck, you got some type of a wind blowing.
No.
In Vegas, it feels like you're in a air like a dryer, air dryer, dry heat, no wind, no type of wind going. It's like it's burning your skin.
I will say this: when the sun's out, I'm not going outside in Vegas.
Me either.
Yeah, I'm like I'll take an Uber to get to somewhere, and then I'm going straight inside to where we're going. But I won't be doing any kind of walking around outside until the nighttime in Vegas. But yeah, guys' weekend in Vegas this week. Boots to the Face will be there. I'm sure there'll be pictures and videos and such. I'm excited about that. But yeah, just Vegas is a different type. I don't know. To me, I take Vegas over Georgia Heat any day of the week.
I haven't. It's been a while since I've been to Georgia, so I guess I'll take your word for it. But
It was 85 here last week, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
they don't call it Hotlanta for no reason.
Tony Storm defeats Serena Deeb via pinfall. This is a really good match. This match had no business being this fucking good.
Oh yeah, I was pleasantly surprised that it hit like that, and I think the match placement, they did a good job at that. Even though I didn't know what they were going to do with Swerve and Elite at the end, but I guess I'm not mad at looking, back at it on hindsight, because the crowd was still into it by the time they got to Swerve. And if you would have put that at the end after that Anarchy, it probably might have been a dead crowd. But like you said, they had Tony Storm come on second, and her and Serena Deeb tore it up. And yeah, I love the match, and the right person won. But the elephant in the room is kind of still there. Like, when are we gonna get a Brit, or when are we gonna get a Jamie Hayter? Like, what's up next for Tony?
That's honestly what I thought was going to happen. But you also had the tease of Mariah May trying to throw the fucking towel in.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And Tony blamed Luther for it. So there's obviously some dissension in the group.
Where do you go with that, though? Because Mariah's definitely not ready to be a world champion. Maybe when they break up, have her lose, and then maybe a year or two down the line, go back to it.
I don't. She can't beat Tony Storm.
No, she's not gonna beat her.
And the worst thing about when Tony Storm finally loses, we won't have these media scrums with her. She's fucking great during these. Like, she told a story. Apparently she's writing a memoir. So she read a passage from it with her and Randy Wichter like having sex in the ring or something like that.
What? She's a wild girl.
She was so funny. She was talking about she's like, a young Tony Storm is practicing her moves in the ring, and this big country figure comes in and asks me what I'm doing, and next thing you know, we're on the ground rolling around, and I don't know where my body begins and hers ends, or maybe we just came together.
That's hilarious. They got
it's the whole fucking thing. And then she goes, "All right, so what I want to do is I want to say that's a dumb question and storm out. So who's got a question?" And some woman is like, I don't remember who it was, so I apologize, but she says her name, who she works for. She asks this long fucking question, and Tony Storm goes, "That's a dumb question," and gets up and takes her belt and leaves.
It's hilarious.
So good.
Yeah, I mean, even when she isn't a champion, you can still have her in the scrum.
Nah, she can't be in the scrum.
Why not?
She ain't the champ.
They only bring champions in for the scrum.
They only bring winners.
Oh, she could win a match on a pay-per-view, not champion, and go in the scrum.
Orange Cassidy defeats Trent Beretta.
Yeah, this match was fine. I feel like Orange Cassidy needs, I don't know if he doesn't need a heel turn necessarily, but they need to, get where they need to be going with this Don Callis, because they've been teasing it for a long time.
We're leaning that way.
So let's figure out what's going on with that.
Chris Jericho defeats Hook and Shibata.
We can go to the next match. I don't know. You want me to say with this match?
John Moxley defeats Takeshita via pinfall. All right, this is the first match that puzzled me.
Mhm.
What is the point of having an eliminator match on a pay-per-view for the champion to win? They're just burying
Yeah,
Takeshita. He should have
yeah.
won this match and got a New Japan title match and then lost.
At Forbidden Door, I don't get why he did it, but it goes back to I don't want to contradict myself. Like at least everything wasn't predictable because I thought that John Moxley was gonna lose, but he didn't. So you know, it wasn't predictable. That's the only thing I could really say about it, even though it doesn't really make sense to further the storyline because you got to star in Takeshita, man. You got to go with him at some point. And I thought they would probably try to run that back at Forbidden Door for the championship.
He's not as over and he's not as big of a star, but he's like the Wayfair version of Jay Uso.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's not nowhere as
Right? Like he's
popular as
not
they used
nearly
to.
that over, that popular, but people love the guy, and you can only have him get beat so many times before people stop giving a fuck.
That's true. Yeah, I'm with you. So, and so did you see the interview that he did with a DDT where he was saying like people
He's
were
getting
saying they were speculating whether it was a shoot or not. I don't know. You think it was a shoot or not?
maybe he was supposed to win before the interview came out.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Tony said, I'm tired of you motherfuckers talking shit about me, my booking. I got something for that ass.
Yeah, yeah. You got all of those mid card titles. Let them run with it. Like like you said, you got to pull the trigger eventually, or people will stop caring. And I love to catch the matches, man. Kick it, go.
Adam Copeland defeats Malachi Black in a barbed wire steel cage match.
Let's talk about this, and then I want to talk about something else before we move on. I liked it, man. Brutal, bloody, and I don't know, man. I'm not a wrestler, but I don't know how safe it is for Adam Copeland to be jumping off a cage like that at 50. He had me worried, but he was able to hit it, and he had the Gangrel appearance. I love this match, man.
The way he landed on that, at first, I was like, what the fuck is he doing? And then when they showed the replay and they were talking about it, I didn't realize he had Malachi wrapped up in barbed wire.
Mm-hmm.
So he was trying not to like splash him because I think that would have been the move to do was to like jump straight on him. But with the barbed wire, you couldn't. So maybe he could have executed the elbow drop a little. I'm not a wrestler, like you said, so I don't know. But that did look like the fact that he didn't break his legs jumping down from that high. But I get it too. Like he's wrapped in barbed wire. Like I'm not jumping on this nigga like that from fucking 15 feet away. I love the Gangrel fucking thing. Like I think Gangrel looks awful, and he's always been an awful wrestler. But it was still a cool little throwback. I'm not an Edge guy, but I think this was a cool thing.
But one little thing is Malachi on his way out? I don't understand why he didn't win. That's the only one thing I didn't understand about the match. Why did Adam
He's
Copeland?
not good at singles matches, EJ. He's only had like 14 since he's been in AEW.
Yeah, I guess you could say that for AEW, but everybody was raving and ranting and when he was Alistair in WWE, how good he was as a singles competitor. Why not let him go in AEW? Let him run as a singles guy.
Maybe he don't want to. Maybe he's an asshole backstage.
I mean, yeah, it could be that. Everybody's
Like
speculating.
has anybody ever thought of that? Like maybe this guy's a cocksucker.
Hey, you might be right. Yeah, maybe he's just not a good guy.
Not to talk ill of the dead, but maybe he's like Bray Wyatt, you know? A lot of people didn't like working with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, they said he was difficult just because they said he was so creative and it's just hard to agree with him. Maybe you might be right. Maybe Malachi has something like that going on.
Yeah, maybe people just like, I'm not working with this motherfucker, Tony. Put him in a trios match.
Yeah, but that match was better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be kind of be a throwaway, but remember Terry and Rick had that barbed wire cage match. It was like a little bit after the Think of Polka Death. I can't remember which pay-per-view. I think that's when Rick won the 14th title when he was like the president of WCW.
I don't remember that. I'm sorry because I'm watching Raw on live right now, and I'm not going to give you any kind of spoilers. But you know, one thing I've never understood: Braun Strowman, Kane, Kevin Nash, all these guys that come out and step over the top rope, but they literally grab the rope and they push it down a whole foot, and then they step over the top of it. Like, that doesn't mean you're tall. That means you're pushing the fucking rope down and step over the top of it. It makes no sense.
That's true. I really understood that either, man.
Sorry, what was your question?
Well, the match, but you say you don't remember. It was with Terry and Ric Flair for the WCW title, and that's when Rick won his last WCW title. But it was in a barbed wire steel cage. And I liked how they utilized this one in the Adam Copeland match because they had it. Didn't they have this? They didn't have it just on top. Wasn't it like on the side of the cage too?
Yeah, it was all around the cage.
Yeah, and I want to.
Because when he climbed to the top, like, you're thinking, oh, well, if you escape the cage, you win. But there's barbed wire on the outside. So he got to the top. Also, his age showed a lot when he got to the top of that cage.
Why is that?
He couldn't get to the top of it. Like, he got to the top of it, and Black was laying on the table like, all right, motherfucker, any day now. I've been down here for a while. I've regrouped. Like, I could easily get up and walk away. Like, hurry up. He was struggling to get to the top of that cage. But I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm afraid of heights. That would have been me. I'd have probably went way slower than that. And I'm fucking 12 years younger than Adam Copeland.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think the one that barbed wire cage match in WCW, all they had was at the top. So it's like just pin and submission only. Why would you even attempt to even climb up there with the barbed wire? So right. It made sense that they had it around the cage, and he pulled it off, and it was utilized. So it was a bloody match, and I enjoyed it.
Your next match was Mercedes Moné defeating Willow Nightingale for the TBS Championship. And this is where the length of the AEW pay-per-view starts to bother me.
How come? I mean, it's long. I already expect it, but why in this particular match?
We had a heel turn that was over a year in the making that finally happened, and they had to rush through it because they didn't want to run out of time later. Chris Statlander turns heel on Willow Nightingale, and it was almost like it didn't fucking happen. Like, there was no time for it to breathe. She turned heel. She kicked her ass. They said a little bit, and they immediately went into a Swerve versus Christian Cage video.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you remember at Revolution, Sting was giving his retirement speech, and the pay-per-view cut off because the fucking pay-per-view went so long, and they were trying to make sure that didn't happen again this time. So they had to rush through a heel turn that, again, was over a year in the making. Also, I don't think many people have ever turned heel in panties before.
That's what Chris had on.
That's what it looked like to me. Like a lace front.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could have extended it and had her turn on Dynamite so you could give it more time.
Maybe you could have cut Chris Jericho, Hook, and Shibata off the show.
Well, that's what everybody wanted, including me. But maybe Tony's paying Jericho too much money because I don't want this guy on my screen. I don't know why they still have him on TV, but
we don't need a 5-hour pay-per-view. I'm sorry. That's too fucking long.
But like we said last show, at least it was Memorial Day weekend. Nobody has to work today.
I don't give a fuck if it was New Year's Eve. 5 hours is too fucking long of a. We used to bitch about it during WrestleMania. and they made WrestleMania 2 nights. AEW had a lot of filler this show that they could have changed.
I don't. Tony, has put his foot down and said he's going to keep it long pay-per-views. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is, I guess.
But we buried the lead. Mercedes Moné wins the championship. We talked about Cody earlier. She needs a new finishing move.
She won with that top. She had Will on the top rope and did some type of bank
She
statement.
did. No, she did that.
She had her hooked, I thought, hooked on the back.
She had her on her back where she's supposed to turn around and do a DDT. It's a new move that she debuted when she left WWE. She's won 4 matches with it. 2 of those times, the move didn't go correctly. I think it's too complicated of a move. She's too small of a person, and it just doesn't look good. Like, I'm sorry. It's a cool move. Don't get me wrong. She just can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, she can go back to the bank statement.
Yeah, I just think somebody that's as good as she is, that match was phenomenal. For it to end with her missing her finishing move and still getting the pin, I don't like it.
Yeah, definitely needs to tweak it some. But like you said, what a match. It delivered as I knew it would. Besides that weird finisher, like you said. But I was surprised at the crowd reaction, man. It was like basically split 50-50. I thought they were going to be booing Mercedes. The way her reaction got on that Dynamite, to go home Dynamite.
I mean, it's easy to boo her when she's not wrestling, but once you see her in the ring and you're like, this motherfucker's good. Like, it's hard to boo her when she's actually wrestling. And doing her fucking CEO. Well, Ospreay did that shit the whole media scrum. He came out doing it and he left doing it. And then he was at the after party doing it.
Real? Yeah. How'd you see him at the after party?
I saw on Instagram and Twitter.
Oh, I gotta go look at that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He was even at the fucking after party. He was like, CEO.
That's hilarious.
Rove.
Yes. Yeah, shout out to Mercedes. I don't know what they're gonna do with her now that she's got the secondary title. Clearly, they're gonna go with Willow and Chris, and I think that's the smart move to do if you want to keep Mercedes a baby face, because I think the crowd would be more behind Willow, but veer her off with Chris. But I don't know, where do they even go with Mercedes now?
I don't know. She got to quit crying though. She's getting real Cody-ish.
Don't get me started with that. But I know we got Swerve and the Anna Christian. Yeah, and the Anna Carney Arena to talk about. But your boy Maxwell Jacob Freeman came back early on in the show. We skipped over that.
I love the fact that they just said fuck Adam Cole being back. This is about MJF.
He wiped them off real quick.
He said fuck you and that weak ass storyline. This shit's about me.
Yeah. He kicked him in the nuts, and that was it for Adam Cole. But
he gave him a brain buster too.
Yeah, he did that too. People were like a lot of rumbling online that should have been on like a Dynamite, and it was just weird placement to be on the pay-per-view. I really don't know how I feel about it.
I liked it. He was very Ric Flair-ish, and then he took his jacket off and did the elbow drop. But like his mannerisms and shit was real Ric Flair, like how he was talking. I don't know. I'm hot and cold on MJF, man. Like sometimes I'm like, this dude is really good, and sometimes I'm like, he's trying to be somebody he's not.
Yeah, it's gonna be crowded at the top, man. Like, he's a former champion, but you're not gonna stick him in there with Swerve. It seems like they're having him lean towards being a baby face. But you want to kick the can down the road, you can't keep him out of the main event picture. That's what I said. Like, you should have traded him for AJ Styles. I would have been fine with that.
What a weak ass tattoo.
What, MJF?
Yeah.
What do you have?
That you didn't see this tattoo? He said,
Oh,
"You want
AEW on the back of his
yeah,
leg.
with a poker chip on it." My
Yeah.
fucking Dallas Cowboys tattoo looks better than that. I don't even play for them motherfuckers.
Yeah, it was an interesting tattoo. I mean, I'm sure in 5 years, once he's over the other side of the road, he have to get that changed.
They gonna make that nigga wear long boots. You gotta cover that shit up, dog. Put a
Yeah,
calf brace on or something.
yeah,
Put that Michael Jordan brace on that he used to wear on his calf.
but like you said, yeah, you're hot and cold on MJF. Like, where do you see him at in the company now that he's back though?
I don't even know. Like you said, I don't know. I don't know who he feud. He clearly is not feuding with Adam Cole like that. I did like that they kind of did away with that storyline. Like that shit was weak. The whole turn, the devil thing, like Adam Cole getting hurt and then revealing himself as the guy, like that whole thing was stupid. So I like that he came out, he dismissed that, he put his mission statement that he's the fucking guy and he no longer has friends. He's going back to being an asshole. I liked all of that, but I don't know where he goes from here.
Hey, I think they need him as far as like star power. Because I mean, he's not like a superstar household name, but still MJF, and the fans are into him. So won't hurt having him. Maybe he could, give you a little spark as far as like rating wise a little bit. I'm not saying he's gonna pull in 200 more thousand viewers, but he might give you a little juice.
Yeah. I did like him. I'm the wolf of AEW. I'm not fucking leaving.
Yeah, the Wolf of Wall Street reference.
Yeah, that was funny. I did like. Also, what a shitty shirt they got for him.
What is it?
It literally is a black shirt with white letters on it. This is Wolf of AEW. And on the back it says, "I'm not effing leaving."
Yeah, it is kind of weak. But
Trash. in like Times New Roman font or some shit like that. It's so bad. Where we at with the matches?
Swerve, we're not drive. We're not swerve. We're not drive.
I mean, we all knew Swerve was gonna win this.
Yeah, but like I said earlier, I like, you want your world champion to be the last match on, but when you have a match out of the ordinary like Anarchy in the Arena, I wasn't mad the placement with Swerve because the fans were really into this match, and you had Prince Nana back, and you had the patriarchy interfere. I like the way how the match was coordinated, where you had your high spots and you had it like the match build up and the interference spots and the ref throwing them out, and it kept the fans engaged. So we know, like you said, we knew Swerve wasn't gonna win, but it was still a pretty entertaining match.
Yeah, the right guy won. That's all that matters. Big time stomp Swerve did at the end. Floyd Mayweather showing up.
Yeah, that was big time. Get some mainstream eyes with the Floyd. Did Floyd stick around for Anarchy in the Arena? He probably dipped after the Swerve match.
I don't even think he was. I don't even think he was there for the whole show. I think he showed up for the Swerve match and he was gone.
Yeah. So yeah, it's fine. So I wonder what's up next for Swerve. Like you said, they're gonna have the tournament. I want to say they're gonna have a casino like role for his next contender, and then you said they're gonna have Owen Hart for All In. So I guess they're lining up his contenders, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I dug it.
Like you said, Anarchy in the Arena was next. They tried to light a nigga on fire, dog. Or they did.
Man, when I saw that, like I popped for some reason. I said they really light him on fire with a because a lot of detractors are not too many people, but you had a couple of people that like to leave with negative. Why did he bring out a blowtorch on Dynamite when he's not gonna light anybody on fire with it?
Yeah. I heard that a lot. Like,
okay,
why would you bring out a weapon that you're not really gonna use? And Darby was like, say less. And then you had my boy Jack Perry was basically like, fuck real glass, nigga. We got real fire. Like, who does that?
Because I was starting to listen to those people like, he's not gonna use it. Oh, he really did. Like he said, say less.
He shot this motherfucker with a flamethrower, dog. Like, I was wondering, I was like, why is Jack Perry soaking wet when he was coming back out? Because when he appeared again, he was covered in like water. And I'm like, why is he
Yeah,
in water? But he also had a sleeveless shirt on too. Like, remember Kane and who did he
yeah.
fight? Kane fought
Undertaker
somebody, yeah.
in the
And they
Inferno
both
match.
had like full body gear on in case they got on fire. Jack Perry was out there in a sleeveless shirt. Hey, but them instincts kicked in. They stopped, drop, and roll. He jumped right on the ground and turned over. Liv Morgan's on TV with the world title. Oof.
And you wonder why Punk was mad backstage, because look at these guys on TV trying to kill themselves. But
I mean, he was clearly all right. Like he came in and made the pinfall.
true. Yeah, I thought it was entertaining. You know what was more cringeworthy to me? How long Darby Allin was hanging upside down. Even the
Yeah.
crowd noticed it. Jeez.
Please help Darby.
Yeah, that's
Please help Darby.
can't you die? Can't you die from being upside
I
down?
don't know if you can dive. I mean, obviously, if you get hung upside down for like days, but I think it's very disorient. Like, if you saw the referee, he was helping Darby, like, try to put his head above his shoulders eventually. Oh, wow. Becky and Liv in a steel cage match tonight.
What? Hey, you might be right. Maybe Becky's swan song.
Yeah, but yeah, I like the anarchy in the arena, man. It was what it was. It was good. It was a car crash for the sake of a car crash.
The right team won.
The right team won. Jack Perry came back after getting set on fire and won the match.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. Like you said, these pay-per-views always are too long, but they always put good pay-per-views on. So shout out to AEW for that.
I do bitch and complain about the length of them, but I don't think I've ever come on here and been like, this AEW pay-per-view was trash. Like their pay-per-views are really good. They just need like 2 matches shaved off of them.
Jericho, definitely. And
always Jericho.
And I could have done without the Orange Cassidy and Trent, but I understand why they did it. They've been together for 5 years, so they could have shaved off another match though.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to them. But I was able to get my power rankings together if you want to go through that.
Nah, I don't have power rank.
Alrighty then. No power rankings.
I don't have any. All in all, a good weekend of wrestling though. Like we said, Boots to the Face will be in Vegas this weekend. We're recording on a Monday, which is a day earlier. So we'll have a lot to talk about come next Tuesday when we reconvene and record Boot to the Face. Anything you want to get out there, EJ, before we get up out of here?
No, like always, shout out to everybody listening and continue to support us. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe to that. Follow us on the audio form, Spotify, also Apple Music, and all of those platforms and whatnot. X, Facebook, anywhere you can find us on social media, subscribe and like.
TikTok, the TikTok's cool.
Yeah, TikTok, popping on TikTok, also on there. IG as always, also on everything.
Great weekend of wrestling. I love it when AEW and WWE both have pay-per-views. The next pay-per-views I think are Forbidden Door and
Clash at the
Castle. So that'll be a lot of fun. Until next Tuesday, for EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been Boot to the Face. Peace.
Got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold.